Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We're talking The Real Housewives of Miami, episode 6. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. The ladies have finally arrived to the venue. And they think they're there because of Todd, because the whole party is like directed towards a narcissist and narcissism, and Alexia is saying that isn't true. But then the producers are like playing flashbacks of like Todd in these different scenarios. It's really funny. It's not funny, but you know, it's really telling. Okay, you're dealing with a narcissistic person will definitely take a toll on you. It will definitely affect you, like for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, I promise you. So I understand like while this would be like healing for her. Lisa taking a whole photo shoot while the party is going on, and Stephanie takes the moment to apologize to Lisa for how she came at her on the bus. I don't know if I would have apologized, but you know, we're just gonna put a pin in that. She did. That's all that matters. And Gertie and Julia discussed they made up. Then the girls start playing this red flag game. Now, I know Julia is not saying how her feelings is hurt for what she did to Gertie. And I'm glad Gertie stood up and was like, excuse me, after I've been physically assaulted. See, tell the whole story. I don't like when people tell the part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Can we start at the beginning? Let's not start in the middle. Okay, I understand starting at the middle, you know, it paints you in that best light, but baby, the truth can stand all on its own. The truth can stand all on its own, baby. Let's start from the beginning. But you trying to play victim, girl. Oh, such a Karen. I can't stand you. I hate when people tell half truths. Like, girl, please own it. And I'm not gonna lie, I have never got so pissed to the point where I start airing things out. Like, child, I'm still carrying secrets from frenemies, ex-friends, family members, exes, people I no longer talk to. I could say a lot. Like, I haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't even went to hell. I haven't even went low. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, So when Lisa did that, I thought that was in very much poor taste. You know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, maybe Lisa only just said a little bit. Maybe she only said a little bit. Maybe she just scratched the surface, because she really probably could have went in on Larsa. Ain't no telling what the producers cut out. Okay? I'm just saying. The girls moved into the venue because it starts to rain. And Gertie plays like the moderator to get Lisa and Larsa on the same page. And Gertie, girl, those ad-libs are not needed, child. Like, you should have just been sitting cute and pretty in the bed. And if it would have got physical, that's when you intervene. But other than that, you should have been just invisible. All right? You should have been invisible. I'm skipping over Julia's scene. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I can't even tell you. I told y'all last episode, I'm not talking about her no more, unless it has something to do with Gertie. Other than that, baby, I could care less. Skipping over. We're gonna go to Stephanie and her husband out to eat with her parents. And listen, let me tell you something. She touched on how her daddy felt when she started dating her husband. I tried dating an older man twice, right? The first time, you know, it was my co-workers. They was trying to like romanticize, because they was both with older men. And they was trying to say, girl, you need to get an older man. He gonna do this, yada yada, like blah, 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 blah. And they was talking about like all the benefits. But when I used to hear about my mom talk about how her friend was dating older men, it wasn't glitz and glamour. All right? Now, all right. So, And I believe I was in my early 20s at the time. So the earliest I was like, I'm a date is 50, 51. And I believe that's around the same age as my daddy at that time, if I remember correctly. But it didn't click. So let me tell you what happened. Okay. So I was like, okay, so I met this dude on a motorcycle or whatever and whatnot. And I was like, okay, and then he was like the captain of like the motorcycle crew. So I'm like, okay. So we exchanged numbers. One thing I can say about older men, baby, they don't waste no time, honey, because he was ready to see me that day. But I ended up making arrangements for the next day. And we went to eat. We went to Mickey's or whatever. We went to go eat at Mickey's. And it was over the lunch where he was like, you know, how old are you? You know, we started talking, you know, asking all those questions. And he was like, you're about the same age as my daughter. Does that bother you? And I was like, to be honest, no, because I'm not trying to be her stepmama. You know? And I ain't gonna lie, like, other than that, the conversation wasn't stimulating for me. It just, you know, it didn't do nothing. I was never talked to that man again. Second time I tried an older gentleman. I met him when I was working at the bank. And he was the owner of an ambulance company. And he gave me his number on it was either a $50 or $100 bill. I don't remember which one. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was like, honey, I slid that shit right back. I was like, that ain't even necessary. Like, I don't know what type of girls you used to, but baby, I ain't her. So I slid that back. And he slid it back, talking about, nah, you know, just have lunch or something on me, and then my card is in there, blah, 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 blah. I'm just letting you know I'm interested, and da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, but I ain't gonna lie, I took it, but I didn't spend the money, man. When I tell you, I didn't spend that money for a minute. I don't even remember if I gave it back to him. But if I didn't, I know I didn't spend it for a while, because, baby, I was not impressed. Y'all remember I told y'all back then, that was not the way to get me, okay? Leading with your money, it's like immediate turn off, like, right? So, and he was on me for a minute, because he was just coming to bank. He knew I was where, you know, he knew where I was at. So I finally gave in. I was like, yes, okay, we can go out on a date. He was like, where you want to go? I say, let's go to Papado. He was like, Biddy, bet. He texted me throughout the whole day. You know, I'm at the mall and blah, blah, blah. Like, he's keeping me up. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was too much. Because it's like, bruh, we haven't even went out on a date. I don't know why you blowing me up, telling me your day-to-day. Like, I don't want to hear what you've been doing every 15 minutes. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is how I was in my 20s. Thank you, God, for anybody who dealt with me in my 20s. Because Lord knows I was going through a lot. I was very, very a bitch. Okay, I was a bitch, wasn't I? Baby, no patience. No patience. Easily annoyed. Just wait. Anyways, so I was like, we gonna meet there. He wanted to come pick me up. I was like, no, we gonna meet there. And we meet, and he gave me a watch. And it was the gaudiest, ugliest watch I have ever seen in my life. I don't do gaudy. I don't do the I don't do that. I think it's tacky. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I think that is so tacky. I do not like the bling bling blow. I don't the bling bling blow. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's too flashy. I ain't like it. I ain't like it. I ain't like it. Even when he gave it to me, I was, you know, I don't even know if he could tell the disdain on my face. Because honestly, when he gave me the box, baby, I just slid that right in my purse. And he was like, you ain't gonna open it? And I was like, nah, you know, I think I'm gonna just take it home and open it after the date. And the reason why is because, y'all, I can't fake it, y'all. It's gonna show on my face. I can't fake it. And I knew if I was gonna open it, it was gonna be horrible, because he made me open it. Well, not made me, but he asked me repeatedly to open it throughout dinner. So I ended up opening it at the table. Y'all, it was the most ugliest, gaudiest watch. I didn't put it on. oh my God, thank you. It was like, you like it? I was like, it's something. And he was like, well, I was in the mall earlier today and I saw it and I thought of you and blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate the thought and the gesture. I don't want y'all to think I was ungrateful. I appreciate the thought and the gesture. It's just, to me at that time, it was just too much. I didn't like when men led with their money. And to be honest, I kind of still don't like it. You see what I'm saying? I didn't like when men lead with their money and then you don't even know what I like. And I'm not impressed by like gifts and bags and things like that. I'm not impressed. If anything, I felt like, okay, this is what you do to all women. I didn't, it felt rehearsed. It felt like performative. You see what I'm saying? And also, I didn't like that he wanted me to like cater to him the whole time during dinner. He was like, okay, order for me. Okay, let them know I want this. I want this first. If you want this, okay, here's my card. You leave the tip. You do this. And can you pack up my food to go? And it was like, baby, I am not your wife. I am not trying to look to be your wife. This is the first date. I felt like I shouldn't be knowing your credit card number. You see what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be signing for you. Why am I signing for you, baby? You are abled and will body. Why am I signing for you? First date. You could do it. After he walked me to my car, he was like, can you follow me back to my townhome? No. I'm tired. I don't want to go. He was like, well, I just want to show you this and I want to show you that. And I'm like, okay. He said, it's right around the corner. Okay. I figured, I'm like, let me just make sure he go home. All right. And then, baby, I'm gone. And that's exactly what I did. I followed that man to his townhome. He parked. He was trying to tell me where the visitors parking was while he went and got something in the house. And I was like, baby, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm just going to see you around the way. I got to wake up early in the morning. And that was the last time I saw that man. And can y'all believe he went back to that bank and told all my co-workers that he went out on a date with me. He bought me a watch and how I didn't want to date him after that and how I just tried to use him for his money. What? Y'all, when I tell you I deny. I said, I don't know what this man talking about. I said, y'all know he been trying to hit on me since 93. I made it seem like that man was delusional. I think I wore that watch twice. And I ended up wearing it because it went with this outfit, like really nice or whatever. And then it ended up breaking and I threw it away. But I did end up looking it up. That was like a $500 watch. So I can understand why he was a little upset when he came in the bank after I left. I didn't know the price. I didn't know the brand because, like I said, I wasn't easily impressed by it. I only wore it twice. But anyways, that was my experience with older men. And my mama was like, your daddy ain't gonna like this. And it just never went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Even now, if I was to go older, I ain't gonna lie. I go as, I'm 37. I'll go as old as 65. Maybe even 70. You know what I'm saying? But I have a different mindset and mentality now. But I'm happy where I'm at. Anyways, they discussed men in her relationship with her sisters. They cry. We wrap that up. I feel like we all at one point stopped talking to a family member, and that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I feel like as long as the issue end up getting resolved, because you don't want the person to like perish and that's still on your chest, you know, because we only get one life. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go ahead and forgive. If we can easily forgive the people we date and all these other people, we can forgive family, but still keep them at a distance and have a boundary up. But I feel as though we all at one point, either we have or we haven't, you know, we'll go through that where, okay, I'm good on you at the moment. I'm good on you at the moment. Russell and Gertie goes to couple therapy. And when I tell you, baby, every time Russell get on the screen, it's like that man make me cry because I know he love himself some Gertie. Like, oh my God. Like, Russell had me like this. When Gertie was crying, I was crying too, baby. Russell had me like this. Russell. Baby, everybody need a Russell. Hey, Russell. I am so happy Gertie got you because, baby, yes. Come on, Russell. And come on, Gertie, baby. Trauma will always turn into triumph. And I'm happy Gertie had that, like, clarification. You know what I'm saying? When she was talking about her upbringing. Lisa and Larsa meets up for lunch. Then they get into it. Lisa called Alexia on the phone in the bathroom while somebody in there using it. And I'm telling you, I feel as though, baby, that person was so scared to motherfucking flush. And that cameraman was so messy, kept showing her feet at the bottom. You know she was probably in there taking a shite. You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, and then Lisa walking out on the phone. I do not like when people talk on speakerphone. Like, I don't want to hear your conversation. Like, what is up with that? I feel it. Come on. Like, that is so rude. Baby, stop it. And Lisa talking through the whole restaurant on speakerphone. The manager had to come over and be like, baby, can you step outside? Can you step outside? She goes back to the table where Larsa was and they fake resolve their issue because you can tell even when they hugged at the end, baby, that wasn't real. That wasn't sincere. That wasn't real. That wasn't sincere. And next week they're going to be arguing about some more bullshit. So, that's it. That's all I gotta say. It was a pretty okay episode, and I don't know why the views are not that well according to what I see online, but I'm watching. Are you watching? All right, I'll see y'all next week. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.